You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Hello, Conroe, Montgomery County. Welcome to Toast of the Town with Christy and Mel. It is a dreary, nasty, gross day outside, but we are here where the sunshine is always shining.
Absolutely.
Yes.
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 Rays, two beautiful rays.
It's just, it's always a good day when we're here.
Absolutely.
I know.
Absolutely.
It's hump day, which means the week is halfway over, or at least it will be in about, 20 minutes. And we can, start celebrating the weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
I know. So lots to cover today. So much going on here in downtown Conroe. We've got some great events we're going to talk about. A couple of news items that, we've been sitting here discussing here in the studio already because it's been kind of a crazy week out there in the news world.
It has.
Yeah.
It has. I'm going to recheck my notes and see what I've done as a parent for the past 17, 21 years.
Yeah, right.
Make sure I'm not in trouble about anything.
Right. Exactly. So just to kind of start off with a few events that we've got going on, not a whole lot going on today, except whenever we get to talking about the Rising Stars and Legends of Texas Week put on by the Greater Conroe Arts Alliance. We're going to talk about that in a bit. But if you're looking for something to do tomorrow, make sure that you get up bright and early and head to Incredible Pizza at 7:30 tomorrow morning for the morning mingle with Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
Bacon.
Oh, the candied bacon. It's so great. It's fabulous. Anyway, so you can join us for that, and it's $15 at the door, $10 if you register in advance. You can go to conroe.org to sign up for that. It's a wonderful opportunity to promote businesses, your business, to network with others, to meet new people, find new friends, and eat bacon.
Bacon.
And eat bacon.
If y'all show up and you can't find Christy, look in front of the bacon.
Exactly. And also going on tomorrow from 4 to 7 is the City of Conroe Parks and Recreation Job Fair going on at the Oscar Johnson Community Center. If you are looking for maybe some work for the summer, or maybe your kids want to find a part-time gig, go ahead and go by there, and they're going to be accepting applications and interviewing for all kinds of different positions. Also going on this weekend, the City of Shenandoah is having their community garage sale, and that's going to be going on Friday and Saturday. So, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Make sure you can go check that out. They recommend entering on Holly Hill Drive, Savannah Drive, Shenandoah Drive, or Wellman Road.
Okay, I've got it.
Yeah. And then there's also the 3rd annual Woodland Shamrock Shindig going on at Town Green Park on Saturday. So, if you need that green beer fix, or if you want to go out there and dance with the Irish dancers.
I need that fix about every 10 years.
Yeah. And then they're gonna have bagpipes and all kinds of fun stuff because St. Patrick's Day is on Sunday.
I know. And that's fun.
It is fun. It is so much fun. Also happening on Sunday is a show that I really want to go to. That'd be Mickey Gilley and Johnny Lee playing at Do-Si Do. And
You don't want to go see George?
Well, yeah. I mean, if I could have my way.
Yeah.
But it's going to be an Urban Cowboy reunion. I'm a huge Urban Cowboy fan.
I know. Well, no, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Have you not seen my Bud and Sissy cap?
Well,
that I made?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're right. I have seen
I can
that.
quote that movie in so many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that. I love that movie.
I do. I love that movie.
Probably one of
Winger,
the last
John
few I
Travolta.
saw.
Did you know our friend Marilyn Kazmierski was one of the dancers in the bar in that movie?
Get out.
I'm dead serious. Our friend Marilyn, who is now the new executive director of Family Promise.
Family Promise. Right.
She has just such a cool repertoire. I mean, really, you wouldn't believe the diversity. If you don't know Marilyn, make a point to get to know her because she is just a fabulous, fabulous lady. But yes, she was
the coolest family.
Oh
too,
yeah, but she was a dancer in that movie, and I was like, oh my gosh,
that's just
I loved
awesome.
her even more. I know
That's just awesome.
Yeah,
really cool.
Maybe we'll have to get her in here whenever she comes in for Family Promise because she wants to come in and talk about their upcoming luncheon and all the great things that she has going on, and we can ask her about being an extra.
what kind of friends would we be if we didn't ask her about
I
that?
know.
We need to really hear about that story.
I know.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, lots
Bud
of
and
fun stuff
Sissy.
going on.
Bud and Sissy.
We've got, Fair Week coming up soon.
We do. And the kids are on spring break this week.
Kids are on spring break. I have so enjoyed the lack of traffic.
Isn't that the truth?
I think like half of the population has left town for spring break.
I know. Well, up in my neck of the woods, college town, it's real sparse.
Oh, I bet it is.
Real
Really, really
sparse.
quiet. But anyway, so the weather hasn't been very spring breaky.
It never is.
I know.
I laughed over the weekend. I went, ha! First time in a long time it's going to be warm at spring break. Boy, was I silly.
Yeah, well, it was warm. It was just gross. It's just gross.
Muggy.
And I think this is actually a cool front coming in.
It is.
Yeah.
Well,
down.
it's 50 up north.
Ooh, so it's already come through
Mhm.
on the north side.
On the north side. That's right.
That's good.
I went into Curves to work out.
Uh-huh.
Our friend Tish has
Yes.
been here. She has me on my regimen. And I went into Curves to work out, and I was complaining about how muggy it was, and it was hot, and I couldn't breathe, and blah, 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 because I have sometimes to vent,
Right.
Anyway, and I walked outside, and I went, oh, my gosh! It scared
It
me.
cooled
It was
down
so
a little
cold.
bit. I know.
A lot of it.
A lot of it. And you know what, Bo, though, and this is what I'm excited about, that
What?
maybe when this wind comes through and the rain comes down.
Oh, the pollen.
The pollen. Oh, my gosh.
It was so funny. Seriously. I live out in the country.
Uh-huh.
And,
As do I.
And yes, and the puddles along the side of the road and the ditches
Are yellow.
are yellow. The yellow floats on top.
I
It's the
know.
most bizarre look.
Well,
And
I went through the car wash the other day. I went through the car wash, and I did the mega,
oh yeah.
$10 wash, right? I come out, it hadn't been 2 minutes. I
And
pulled out onto the road and took a right and was at a stoplight. And there was yellow already blanketing the hood of my car. Yeah. So it explains all the
yeah.
everybody's doing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
y'all forgive me
Yeah.
for
But
my sniffles.
but that's okay. But it's been an interesting week. So one of the
It
things we
has.
were talking about is this amazing little scandal
Mm.
that's going on with the college entrance exams and briberies and so forth. And Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin both getting, not
Wow.
just brought in, cuffed and stuffed.
Yes. Oh yeah. But I'm guessing they all knew it was coming too. I mean, they had to know.
You would think.
when they, Anyway, I'm sort of aghast. And then I listened to Manafort's the deal this morning where
Uh-huh.
the judge, gave the sentence.
Yeah, an
And it really
additional
wouldn't.
3.5 years in prison.
Anyway, and her chastising him a little bit that you're not sorry, you're sorry you got caught because your defense is I'd have never gotten caught if you hadn't investigated Trump. So therefore that didn't have anything to do with Trump. So if I think I should be forgiven. What?
Well, it's kind of like what we were talking about, the entitlement syndrome that's
Yes,
going on in
yes.
society these days. And
It's like if you can get away with it, then okay, it's
Yeah.
fine.
well, a lot of people feel that way. As long as they don't get caught, then it's not really a crime or a sin.
I guess.
But yeah, so I was looking at all with this whole college cheating scandal and everything. University of Texas was involved with this.
Yes.
As well as some of the other major universities in the nation that, schools we've all heard of. But the way that they went about it is just really, really interesting.
It's almost like you have package A, package B, or package C. We can do 1 or 2 or 3 of these things, and it's almost like all those things were done so every one of them would be different,
Mhm.
so they wouldn't catch them or something.
I think so. But, but there was kind of a pattern. So, I think they had different options. They could, one of the ways that they did it, and there was an assistant teacher in Houston that got busted because she was a proctor for SAT testing and ACT testing. And, they would hire, bring somebody in to come take the test, and then they would turn in the test, and then they would be making corrections.
Yeah.
So you could do that.
Mhm.
And that's, which is just flat out cheating. It's flat out cheating. Or, then there's these stories about these celebrities having their kids brought on as as athletes. And, and it's so sad. And Dick, we were talking about this earlier, okay, now you're an athlete, you are now on the rowing team. And they've never done that before in their lives. And they were talking about how they have photoshopped faces on athletes' bodies and like done these elaborate Photoshop campaigns to prove that they were on the team.
Crazy.
But and it's like, how could you not verify that? Well, I guess they didn't need to because they had the coaches on board and they were getting bribes. So, it all, but it's just crazy.
It is. It's nuts. Anyway, I feel sort of, sorry for the kids.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because they've had it all their lives. Go ahead,
Sorry,
Dave, please. No, don't
I
interrupt.
was thinking about that, and it depends on the circumstance. But for example, that rowing team one,
Yeah.
I think that was Lori. Is that
Lori
Lori?
Yeah, both
Lawson's
of her
kids.
daughters, right?
So to me, they knew.
Yeah,
Like, they had to be. I mean,
They were in the know.
They had to be in the know,
sure.
at least on a surface level of
My-
pretending. But I mean, I think what gets me about it is we really should. I'm not telling you who to feel sorry for. Is feel sorry for the people who could have been in that place.
Oh, absolutely.
They got.
Absolutely.
And then it's now, and also I feel sorry for folks who are doing the SATs because the SAT board is going to have to like reevaluate everything they do now.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how that's going to screw up a lot of people who need to take the SAT to get into college.
Absolutely.
But I mean, the kids who are involved, like, I can't imagine them not knowing.
Well, and they said some didn't, but most of them did. Okay.
Yeah.
And even the ones that did, though, my point for feeling sorry for them is that if they've gotten this level from their parents at this age, they've gotten it all their lives. They don't know the difference between right and wrong. I mean, they should, but I just don't think they do. If a girl gets on Facebook and announces to the world, well, I don't like school. Y'all know I don't like school. I'm just here for the experience. Of course, the game day experience and also, of course, party life. And I don't know how much school I'll go to, but of course, y'all don't know. Y'all all know I don't like school.
Yeah.
Really? She has no clue what she's doing.
No ethics.
Well, I don't really know, though, because for that particular case was funny to me because of how outspoken she is as what she calls herself an influencer on social media. So she's been working for a while. She's been getting paid. She's been in the light of the normal world. She's been. I mean,
Wow.
like, yeah, because
I didn't realize that.
Well, yeah, because they were talking about she's getting chastised because she goes on social media saying she's skipping class so she can fly to Fiji to do a photo shoot. So she's involved in the whole cycle of making money, and this isn't some person who wasn't smart enough to get into Yale. This is, and what kind of confuses me, and I wanted to talk to you guys because you guys are mothers, and y'all are going to go through the process of going to school. What makes this advantage different from just going, hey, you want to go to USC? Let me talk to the admissions and see what I can do.
Well, I think it's the lesson that it's teaching. I mean, you're to me, this is my opinion that every experience, is a learning opportunity, right, for our kids. And if they see that we're willing to compromise our values just to get them a step ahead or to get them something that they want, what is that teaching them long term? They're never going to value the aspect of working hard for something that you want and setting goals and finding out ways to achieve them. But it goes back to that whole entitlement kind of attitude.
Well, what's even scarier?
It is different because, and just think about what your parents always said to you: life is not fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's always somebody with something more. There's always somebody who can do something a little different, and a little better. So if Johnny's parents can go buy a building and put their last name on it, and Johnny gets into school and you don't, okay, life isn't fair,
Right?
Because they had more,
which is perfectly legal, by the way.
but it is, and it's not. But to pay and circumvent other kids not getting in,
Right. Well, and I'm sitting here, so I'm reading about one of these girls that is a social media influencer with 1.4 million followers and has a deal to write a book titled Influence. Her mom has a boutique marketing firm, and she paid $50,000 to get her son a higher score on the ACT and agreed to do the same thing for her daughter. But what's so crazy is this mother published a book called The Modern Girl's Guide to Sticky Situations. But just last May, she posted on her social media a huge image that said, "Don't cheat. Apply it to all aspects of life and you'll probably be okay." And it's like, what a hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
What an absolute hypocrite.
Well, I mean, what also surprises me about the logic is you read more and more about the input these families had about the process, because they even have that Felicity Huffman emails of her going back and forth about how to schedule a lot of the illegal activity. So this isn't something where her neighbor knows a guy, just give her a briefcase of money and then everything's taken care of. It's been proven, like this particular case, she was involved. And so she was emailing the head guy and the other guys, coordinating the SAT
Wow.
fake, and it was, making sure this was going through. And when, on the Laughlin version, like, why even spend that money for this woman who clearly doesn't want to go to school?
Right.
And I think that's what kind of bothers me a little bit, because I know there's some parents out there who will be willing to do this kind of stuff if it's like the one thing their kid really needs to go to the next level of a particular thing. So, I mean, like, imagine the Juilliard school, they don't have any money, so they need that scholarship. They're probably willing to cheat to get that scholarship because they can't financially pay for it. But if they just smudge on this little thing that they're a rower, that might work.
Well, you know what? And Lori Laughlin, she paid like $500,000. Felicity Huffman, they're saying $15,000. So maybe that's how she got a deal, because she ended up like helping.
Well, I think
the whole
her
plan.
particular thing, I think, was just the SAT deal.
Yeah.
I think
that was all she did.
That's
believe.
all. Yeah, all she did. Was
and Laughlin went
the rower and like all like she basically
she was all
it
in.
was all the cart, and she chose everything.
Yeah.
And from their services, because from what I understood, what it was, they would fly you to Houston, because Houston's kind of like in the middle of it, because that's where the teacher was.
Right.
And she was the main person who would cheat on the SAT for you. So they'd either fly the daughter or fly a representation of the daughter, and they would take the test here. And this is where all the SATs were.
What about all those kids that took the tests? I mean, not the legitimate child, but all the kids that faked that they were somebody else and took the test.
Well,
they involved a ton of people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And they were saying, I was reading a report that it was over 500 people were involved. So families and
That is
everything.
crazy.
I can't believe it took this long to get out.
Well,
I mean,
Well, and it's like, okay, so I want to know, okay, who squealed? Was it somebody that paid to get in and didn't, or somebody that couldn't afford to pay? What happened?
Well, I think what happened was the nonprofit got inspected.
Yeah.
And then it was just a lot of the numbers weren't adding up according to their
Yeah.
output of it as a nonprofit.
Yeah, and to do it as a
So-
nonprofit, so you have all of these people that are also not only are they doing, committing fraud and all this other stuff, but then they're writing it off on their taxes.
Well, that's how you get more people interested.
Yeah, well, I know, but good gracious, and now you owe the IRS, and whew.
hey, had to be an educational venture to be nonprofit. So, guess he counted the educational.
Yeah. Well, and they were saying that the guy that ran it, he actually wrote a couple of books called Getting In, on how to get into the college that you want. So I guess that was his way of like marketing his services, kind of undercover.
Wow.
But, it is kind of interesting to me that they would get along. And I don't know what kind of time frame that this went, or when this all started.
Well,
we know how long
I think Laughlin's daughter is, I think she's either in her first semester or something like that.
Oh.
Or second semester.
The second daughter is?
No, the younger one, like the one who's
Yeah.
the influencer.
Oh. Okay.
So I know that she's been in school for a little bit, because they have a lot of video. I mean, all these videos are coming out of her just, it's crazy. And that's what's kind of weird to me about it is, like, there's even a video of Laughlin going on the Today Show talking about her daughter going to school.
I'm going to cry.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like,
oh my God. Oh
man.
no.
Poor Aunt Becky.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, do you think these parents use their children as a talking point now? That's why she
Oh, of
wanted her
course.
kid to go to USC, because
Of
she wanted to talk to other people about her daughter being successful going to USC.
Absolutely.
So, because it would scare me if I had a child and they're an influencer,
Well,
because it only takes
absolutely.
one bad day when they're off their game and they say something really bad, and you're like, oh, now I'm the parent who told her and taught her to be bad on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Well, and now, can you imagine though? Now, how much of an influencer are you going to be when you're exposed as a big cheating liar?
Oh, I know. And here's the thing. And I like Felicity Huffman too.
Mhm.
And you and I have had this talk, but Lori Loughlin, I will bet you Hallmark cuts her. She is big time. She does a lot of their movies.
Yeah.
And she does the When Calls the Heart. She's the restaurant owner or something like
Yeah.
that. But anyway, I will bet they cut it because they're really, really picky about
It
their.
depends on the PR campaign because she can come out and say she's just a caring mother that wanted the best for her child and she had opportunities.
I don't
think
no
so.
one's
I don't
gonna-
think that's
Nobody's
gonna
gonna
fly.
buy that.
And especially
I
not,
don't have $500,000 to give to my two daughters on top of
Yeah.
tuition.
Yeah. Well, and
Well,
to do it not only once, but to do it a second time, just,
Mhm.
Because her husband was also charged. They didn't talk about that.
yeah, and he's
Yeah, he's
fashion
a fashion designer, and it may come out that he had a bigger role to play in that than she did, and I guess it's possible, but
Well, I mean, then you have Felicity Huffman though. Her emails. See that? I think she's gonna get busted for something real serious.
you think?
Because the emails implicate her knowing that this is cheating, fraud, and she's involved in the process.
Well, and they actually have recordings of her husband, William H. Macy, who, if you've ever watched
Mhm.
Fargo or Shameless, I
Yeah.
mean, I
Yeah,
just love
yeah.
the guy. And they both seem so down to earth, which is the crazy part. But they actually have recordings of him talking about it too. But he has not been charged as of yet. I don't know why, because they have recordings of him having knowledge of it. But for whatever reason, but you sit here and you look, through these names of people that were involved, and it's like, it's such a huge variety of different, jobs and backgrounds of these, obviously wealthier folks that could afford to do this, but from all over the spectrum. I don't know.
well, my favorite are the
Crazy.
coaches and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know if y'all.
They said there was one coach though who never took a dime. He put all his money into the school program. They gave him money
Yeah.
to put
And he's put
people
it in
in, and he put it into the school program.
Mm.
And a lot of them just took like half the money and put the other half in the school program.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's pretty interesting. That that kind of justifies what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'll give it part. But the guy who gave it all to the school program, that one I'm interested in knowing.
I know. Yeah.
Why? What was the self motivation
Well,
there?
so
well, it's also position is power sometimes,
Mhm.
and you can utilize that position. So
Mhm, mhm.
if you're going like, hey, you go through 10 people every year, what's it going to take that make sure that one of those 10 people is this person? And then and then all it is like, here's 50 grand. Just you're already doing 10 people, so it's not like you're going to get flagged, or it's not like you're doing something out of the box. It's just kind of like, yeah,
It's crazy. It really is crazy.
yeah. But it's gonna be interesting to watch it unfold, because I think there's still new stuff that's gonna be.
Oh
coming
yeah,
out.
that's what they said. They have no idea how
Yeah.
wide it is.
Well, and eventually, somebody, Felicity Huffman's got to come out. She's gonna have to make some kind of statement. Right now, they're
she's going to
keeping it
be a
pretty
mom
hush-hush.
who cares about her daughter.
Well, of course,
and
but
Mm.
you got to have sympathy for these kind of people. Come on.
yeah. Well, and
Well,
it's-
let me ask you this: being, supporters of local education here, and then,
Mhm.
do you think something like this is large scale? And that's what we're talking about. The people involved are all walks of life. So technically, it could have been somebody at the Woodlands High School, or I mean, like to
oh
me,
yeah, could be.
this
yeah,
could
really
be
close.
happening here. Do you? And I don't really see it because the only thing I really see is some programs are bigger than others. But
Well, the first thing is that okay, it may be part of Singer's program that we would find at the Woodlands or Conroe High or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay, but more than that, you cannot believe that Singer's the only guy in America who has this
Oh,
program.
absolutely.
So that means that on every level, anybody who's ever paid $5,000 for something is scratching their head and going, "Holy shit, that's exactly what." Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Look what I've done. I've got to pay attention. I've got to start covering my tracks. I've got
Yeah.
to start whatever.
Well,
it is.
and two, whenever they start doing, and I'm sure they'll start digging and looking a little bit more into other possibilities.
Mhm.
How is this, like we were talking about earlier, how is this going to change the college admission process with standardized testing and
Mhm,
everything?
mhm, mhm.
Like I said, I think this is going to have
Absolutely.
far-reaching implications.
Absolutely.
That we're going to,
But don't you think that there are people though that have done this that didn't make bukus of money doing it?
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, that just had little connection.
Yeah.
I mean, I
They just
imagine
wanna
there's
get their
also
kids
a
a head
lower
start.
level of it that they didn't. There were no guarantees. There were no,
Yeah.
that they got
I'm
anyway.
sure.
I mean, there's also you have to have the opportunity to provide those kind of situations,
Absolutely.
and I imagine being a person who works at a school or an academia, they're never known to be rich people.
Mm-mm.
So it just takes one little person, one little influence of an envelope full of money saying, "Hey, make my son a starter.
Mm-hmm.
We know there's scouts tonight," or that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well,
And
yeah, and getting that advantage, absolutely.
and I think that, and especially being in a competitive market like the
Mhm.
Woodlands High School or Conroe High School, where
Yes.
there are constantly playing teams that might have those advantages.
Yep, that's true.
So it really just takes one conversation, and unfortunately, everyone
One
has to,
conversation and one envelope.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's one conversation because you understand what
Yeah.
the limit is. It's
Yeah.
like, what price are you offering?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know how important some of these things are to some families, but I know some families who literally do everything for their kid
Oh,
in
yeah.
a sense of, oh, they play hockey. We're in Texas here, folks. Oh, well, they're playing hockey. So
Oh, we have. Yeah, I know people that fly their sons up north to play in a hockey league, and like he's 15 years old. You know.
and it's like,
Now, as a travel baseball mom, I can also understand, but it's a little bit
Yeah,
different.
y'all be looking into Christy's finances in about 5 years when her kid gets a
But what
little older.
kills me, but what kills me is why not take that $500,000, build a dorm or something with your name attached to it, and get your daughter in.
That will help.
maybe
other
that's
people.
not what it takes.
Well, maybe not. Maybe with certain schools.
I mean, that's the joke about Steven Spielberg. He spent $50 million building USC a film thing, and that's the joke. It's like, oh, all his kids get into school for free.
I'm sure.
But but also what these people paid for connections.
Mm-hmm.
And really, the smart thing is they didn't get caught. What the smart thing about the SAT is that opens the doors more for your kid, not just one school.
That's true.
So maybe they're like, hey, we don't know what school she wants to go to, but she has to get a 1,600 equivalent on the SAT.
Well, yeah. And imagine what if they then took those higher scores and like went and applied for scholarships, so then they didn't even have to pay to go to school.
Yeah, that's totally doable.
They're going to
The
be.
rowing thing is the only one that gets me confused
Why is that?
because that to me is something that you can easily check.
Well,
And-
yeah. I mean, they did the same thing with tennis players and football players. You know, one kid, they had him designated as a recruit for a football player, and he had never played football ever. It doesn't seem like it'd be that hard to figure that out.
But what resume are you applying that needs to have that on there?
Well,
Because I know when I applied to school, they really looked at my extracurricular activities and then examples of it. So it's like,
yeah.
oh yeah, you're a rower, and I'm like, okay, well I guess that. I mean, I don't. Unless
But they
there's-
had the
No.
but they had the coaches in.
They
so
had the
coaches
coach
didn't
gave
investigate.
them put him on the. No, they gave him a scholarship spot.
oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
so
crazy.
that's even worse.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what all comes about this, because obviously they've been investigating this for a bit because they've been gathering all this information and have all these recordings and everything. But like I said, it's going to be really interesting and to see the implications that come out of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, wow,
I'd still pay.
you'd still pay?
Yeah, I'd still pay if I had that money. I'm like, yeah, if that's all it takes. Money solves everything. Come on.
Oh.
Mm.
Now, see, here I was fixing to like wrap this up in a really nice little bow so we
Positive
can take a
way.
break and come back.
Exactly. Now we got to come back and beat Nick up.
Yes, we're going to beat it up. Anyway, but we're going to take a little break. We're going to come back. We've got some great things going on this week. We have the Rising Stars and Legends of
Yes,
Texas
yes.
series going on this week with lots of really great events and Sounds of Texas show coming up this weekend, all kinds of good stuff. So stick with us. Our Facebook is being a little ornery
Yeah,
today.
Yeah.
So we're going to have the video up later. But in the meantime, if you're listening to us on 104.5 or 106.1 FM here in Conroe, stay tuned. You can also listen live on irlonestar.com. Thanks for tuning in to Toast the Town with Christy and Mel. We'll be right back.
We have the safest food supply in the world. Strict laws and regulations restrict the usage of hormones, antibiotics, and pesticides within our food supply. Production agriculture practices and technologies such as the use of GMOs, which is not any more or less risky than conventional crop production, has allowed American farmers to produce more food on less acres in environmentally sound ways. Find out more online at pathtotheplate.tamu.edu. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make lives better.
Lone Star Community Radio is ready for the summer. If you or anyone you know is looking for a summer internship, Lone Star Community Radio is a great place to learn the radio and TV business. Contact the station at info@irlonestar.com or call the station's message line at 936-647-3776. Lone Star Community Radio offers a great opportunity to those interested in learning about the radio world.
Hey guys, this is Connor.
This is Dick.
This is Chris.
And we're with the Ticket Stub Podcast every Thursday live at noon on 104.5 and 106.1 FM in the Conroe area. Also, anytime at irlonestar.com. You go to irlonestar.com/TTS. You can find all of our social media.
And don't forget, we give away 2 tickets to the Grand Theater on every show.
If you like movies and you like complaining or celebrating anything that has to do with the silver screen, check out the Ticket Stub Podcast and join us every Thursday at noon o'clock on Lone Star Community Radio.
Does volunteering at a nonprofit horse sanctuary sound wonderful? Or are you a veteran or a veteran spouse and think trying a peer group session through a local Horses and Heroes equine program might be worth trying? Henry's Home Horse and Human Sanctuary, located in Grand Central Park by appointment only, is home to a growing number of rescued and donated horses. Visit our website at henryshomehorsesanctuary.org or check out our Facebook at Henry's Home Horse and Human Sanctuary for more information.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio, broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
An estimated 1 in 10 births will result in a neonatal intensive care stay, also known as the NICU. Overnight, a family can find themselves and their newborn baby in a critical situation. The Mila Foundation financially and spiritually assists families in need. If you would like to volunteer or become a monthly sponsor, please visit us at www.themilafoundation.org. Again, that's www.themilafoundation.org, because every life matters.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1 and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
Welcome back, Conroe, Montgomery County, to Toast of the Town with Christy and Mel. So I believe we should toast to all the honest kids who work their butts off,
Yes.
commit themselves to getting into university or setting a goal, and actually go about and get it honestly.
Yes. Agreed.
I just think it's unfair that they're better. You know, that's just unfair.
It really is. It really, yeah. They
You know what they should really be? They should really be prosecuted for bad parenting.
And
Forget all the other
genetics.
Huh?
Because clearly they have better genetics than some.
Apparently.
So it's really awful that this track star gets my place.
I was watching I was watching the news this morning, and Channel 2 was surprising a kid with a scholarship. And this kid is president of National Honor Society, president of his class. He's valedictorian. He made a perfect score on the math portion of the SAT. You know, his parents didn't have to pay to get him in. And they were like, well, where are you going? He's like, I think MIT.
Yeah.
He's got this, you know. But then it's like, okay, so what do they do when they get to school? You know, I'd love to see what their grades are looking like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It must be a case of they just forget to go back and check. You know?
I guess.
Anyway,
It's just
I don't
crazy.
know.
Anyway,
I don't know.
so
It's a
it'll be
problem
good.
my children will never have.
You know what?
Well, it's
Mine will never.
Probably
have
because
that
y'all
problem.
talk to them.
Oh,
because-
that might be because we act like mothers.
Well, I mean,
instead.
that's what kind of,
They're
again,
friends.
going on. These people who got caught, it's like, did they not have a conversation with their daughter
Mhm.
or son about,
right.
hey, we're going to be
Right.
risking a lot.
FYI.
What are you on?
What are you bringing to the
I'm going
table?
on Instagram saying I don't really care. I want to go to parties.
There's no accountability, but that's part of their problem anyway.
Yeah.
And you
right.
think the Hallmark mom would be a Hallmark mom?
Yeah,
You would think
she's a fake and a phony.
she is
Aunt
She-
Becky, man,
Aunt Becky.
I know. Did you see that?
Land.
I know. Whenever she went to court, she said, "Have mercy."
Have mercy.
I know.
Oh,
so
my
sad.
gosh.
So sad. Why didn't she just call the Olsen twins? Because they can do anything.
I know.
You know,
I just think Uncle Jesse could have gone in there and smiled and
Whew.
yeah.
they're done.
Exactly.
But anyway, so I'm sure this won't be the last time that we talk about this because it's going to be interesting to see how.
Well,
But we're gonna move on because we have, go ahead.
It's almost if they know the people in like the Witness Protection Agency.
Yeah.
It's like we need a fake daughter.
Yeah.
And we need to have the credentials to prove that she is a lot better than
Yeah.
what she's been doing for the past 18 years.
Exactly.
Yeah, for real. You are so inadequate that we're going to just make up a whole new persona for you.
Exactly.
That's fun. Anyway,
But now we're going to talk about great things going on locally.
we are. So
Yeah.
we were sitting here talking about the Rising Stars and Legends of Texas Week
I know.
being put on by the Greater Conroe Arts Alliance. And oh my gosh, the great things that are going on. And this all started last Friday. And it has been, well, last Saturday, I think was the official start date. But it has been going and booming ever since then. And I'm talking all kinds of talent, not just singing talent or painting talent. There is talent it's just so cool and to have this right here in downtown Conroe. So tonight they are doing gospel night at First Baptist Church, and they're going to have both Montgomery County Choral Society and the Woodlands Show Chorus performing there starting at 7:00.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great.
So, you need a little uplift,
Mm-hmm.
get through the rest of the week. It's a great opportunity to get there. And then they're actually starting today and going through Saturday, a national invitation judged art show. Conroe Art League is putting that on. That's also happening at First Baptist Church. And then they're doing the Crichton Gong Show. Like, I need to find out about this because I know a few people that I could stand to, choke with a cane, yank them off the stage. That's going on tomorrow night from 7:30.
They have to
to 10 o'clock.
perform to make you.
Well,
gotta
you know
find-
what? If I were to perform, I would get the gong. It'd be bad.
I don't think so.
It would be bad.
I don't think so.
But they are giving away some cash prizes, and then when the competition is over, they're doing karaoke on stage. It's just $5. Like I'm thinking, hey,
Yeah, but you
I'm gonna
sound
cut it
good.
up. No, let's
Yeah,
not
you
go
do.
there.
Okay. All right. Y'all write in. Y'all all email and tell Christy she needs to go
Nah,
karaoke
doubtful.
someplace, and
Doubtful.
we'll all go listen.
And then Driving Miss Daisy that's going to be so fun. That's going on at the Owen Theater on Thursday at 7:00. And then you got a poetry slam on Thursday night at the Corner Pub. See, I like this. Have a beverage, listen to some poetry.
I know.
I think we should cover that. I can write some poetry.
You could write poetry.
I can write some poetry.
I could take.
It doesn't always have to be sweet.
No, here's the thing. Yeah. Imagine not if it's a poetry slam.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't guess I know what a poetry slam is.
Well, I know it's where they come and they do live readings of poetry. And obviously they're doing it with some alcohol too, which is, hey.
Maybe that's what makes
Cheers
it
to
a
them.
slam. Cheers to them.
Yeah. And then on Saturday, so much going on. No, on Friday, they're doing a variety show. Irish Dance Houston is going to be here. Conroe Symphony Orchestra is going to be here. The Woodlands Show Chorus Quartet. That's all at the Crichton Theater on Friday. And then you also have Saturday where from 8 to 12, they're doing Chalk Up Conroe. And I've seen some of, it is amazing what people can create on concrete with chalk.
Really?
Yes, but they're going to do all kinds of wonderful chalk artwork all over the sidewalks of downtown Conroe, which is a great way to be welcomed because that evening or that afternoon, you've got dancers, you've got the Jazz Connection, you've got the Heritage Museum is doing an interactive presentation
It's
over
just
here.
become a virtual forest of artistry down here.
Yes, and
Cultural activity.
yeah, and then a walking tour of the art benches that are here,
Mm-hmm.
and then it all culminates with the 2-time Grammy Award winning performance of Pam
gosh.
Tillis. I'm so excited about this show. I've been a Pam Tillis fan, oh my gosh, since early 90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so tickets are still available at the Crichton Theater. You can go to Crichton Theater with an re.org.
Yeah,
Or go to
but those
friendsofconner.com.
tickets are kind of getting.
They are getting a little sparse.
Mhm.
Yeah, but there's still some great balcony seats that are still available. And, and it's at the Crichton, so it's always fun. And then before that, you can even come out for the free show where Summer Ashley is going to be out here as we shut down the streets right here in front of the Crichton Theater and just throw a big old party. It's going to be good stuff.
Well, that would. What time does that start now?
So that starts at 5:30. You can come out, and that's a free
And then what
show.
time? What time does Pam start? Her
Pam starts at the
crooning?
doors start open at 7:30, and the show starts at 8.
Very cool.
And it's going to be more than just a concert. This is what I love about the Sounds of Texas music series that's produced by the Friends of Conroe. It is an experience. It's unlike just going to a concert because you're talking and you're listening to these stories and there's songs swapping and playing and Pam Tillis is so talented. She's also an actress, but she's also a huge songwriter. And most people don't realize some of the music that she's written that have been recorded by other artists. Yeah.
Right.
So she's super talented. So you can get those tickets. They are still available, but get them quickly because
Yes.
I know with all of the other stuff that's going on for Rising Stars and Legends of Texas Week, this is going to be there are going to be tickets selling out pretty quick.
I agree, and I think the fun beforehand too, because it's not just Summer Ashley. You got food trucks that are going to be here. You got
Foods
people that are
and
going to enjoy
beverages.
themselves. And,
Yeah. And it's Summer Ashley. I don't know if you, we had her here before Lori Morgan. Wow, that girl is so super talented. She is soulful and she is real and she's probably one of the nicest people too. But you want to come sit down, bring a lawn chair, pop it up in the middle of Main Street.
Yeah, and you know what? If you've got dinner later with somebody else and you can't make it to the SOT concert, then you can still come down for the few minutes for the.
You absolutely can for the free gig, and then then we'll be promoting obviously our next show with the Sounds of Texas music series, which is going to be the Bellamy Brothers on June 1st.
Yeah.
So lots of good stuff going on.
Right.
I know.
It's exciting.
It is exciting. But it's going to be a good weekend. Looking forward to the Pam Tillis show and all the great things that are going on here in downtown Conroe. And then, it's hard to believe, but Rodeo Houston is almost over.
Oh, no.
And we'll be
Sunday
closing that on Sunday.
night.
Yep,
Sunday night.
closing that up on Sunday.
And Jenna
Mhm.
Norton Moore, Jenna Moore, she got tickets for her. Well, she says Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday. She got floor tickets for George.
That's amazing. That's going to be a fun time.
Yes, I'm just jealous. That's all.
Yeah, it's going to be
She
good.
probably knew a tennis coach or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, by the way, she did say she had to go down there in hockey attire. She's got a face mask and all. She's going as a goalie. I don't know what that means, but so she has to act like a hockey player.
Yeah. That was Mel is on allergy meds.
Yeah. and Tylenol and Advil and
In
taking everything.
celebration.
Yes,
Anyway.
exactly.
So, and in case you haven't noticed, the rain has started in downtown Conroe. I do believe the front has arrived.
Yes.
Yep. So it's fixed to get nasty. So be out there on the roads, folks, because nobody around here knows how to drive in the rain.
No. Nobody knows how to drive in the rain anywhere anymore.
Yeah, it's true. But anyway, it's still a beautiful day here in downtown Conroe, and we're glad to be here and come out for all of the great shows that are going to be going on this week right here in downtown.
Yes.
Also, mark your calendars for the Around the World in 180 Minutes wine
Oh my
tasting event
gosh.
for Bridgewood. We're so excited.
We're getting excited about that, aren't we?
Yeah, it'll be here on May 17th
Mhm.
coming up. It's going to be a Friday night, and we're hosting it at Glade Cultural Center in the Woodlands this year. If you haven't been to Glade, you really should go check it out. They have some beautiful, beautiful art on display. It's a great gallery as well as educational facility. They do all kinds of classes there, and we're so excited about being there. It's going to be a
And
beautiful backdrop.
we've got another event coming up before that. April 25th,
Mm-hmm.
is Clyde Vogel's kickoff fundraiser for his race for Constable Precinct 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he will be here soon. Don't know
Yes.
exactly what day to talk to us about that
Yeah.
event. And also his run for office. And then before that, we have something else coming up.
Yeah, I
too.
know. And we've got
can't
so
remember.
much. I know. And we've got, the luncheon with Family Promise.
That's it. That's what I was
going-
thinking of
going
because it
as
was
guest-
right before
yeah,
that.
with MJR
So is that the
Services.
23rd? Tuesday the 20th? I think so.
And but our wonderful friends over at MJR,
MJR,
Service
yeah.
have invited us to go along, and so we get to go support Family Promise and our good friend Marilyn Kazimierski, the urban cowboy
Mhm.
dancer.
Yes. And we'll be
that's
we'll be
coming up.
seated with the Adams family.
And then we've got rodeo. Montgomery County Fair Week coming up, kicking off with rodeo and going into cook-off
Mhm.
and livestock auction, non-livestock auction, and it's just that busy time of year.
It is.
And
is.
it's also
we say
baseball
that,
season, which
We
is
say
like-
that about every season. You
we
realize
do.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we're just always busy.
We are.
Yeah.
But we're kind of those
That's
kind
right.
of people.
Hey, you know what?
Hey,
Here's to
here's
being
to
busy.
busy.
I know. You know.
Yeah. Are we about done? Oh my gosh.
I know.
Gone fast today.
I know. So, okay, Rain, wash off the pollen.
Mm-hmm.
This is good nap weather.
It
I'm gonna
is.
go
It
take a
is.
nap. Anyway. But tune in, follow the Moxie Innovative page. You can find all the
We're
details
getting
coming up.
music. He's
I
ready to
know.
get rid of us.
I know. But go to the Moxie Innovative Facebook page. We're going to post up some of these events.
Yes.
We're going to share it on our pages so you can know
Yes.
what's going on. If you have an event or something that you'd like to share, hey, let us know. We'd love to have you as a
Yes.
guest
Always,
on the show.
always let us know. And next week we got a great guest. It's a surprise.
Oh, can't wait.
Mhm.
Well, thank you for tuning in to Toast the Town with Christy and Mel. Make it a great, great week.
Y'all have a great week.
Thanks for checking out this show on Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. This show is owned and produced by Lone Star Community Radio and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. For more information about the show, to be a guest, or to sponsor, just contact the studio at 936-647-3776 to leave a message, or email us at lscrstudios@gmail.com.